So let's talk about something called GRC software. Now, I know governance, risk, and compliance, it might sound a little dry, maybe like just another piece of corporate software. But trust me, it's actually at the very center of a huge revolution happening right now. We're seeing this whole field transform from a tool for, tedious paperwork into a strategic powerhouse for any modern business. And this quote from Archer, one of the big leaders in the space, just hits the nail on the head. For years, compliance was all about checking the box. It was a chore, something you just had to get done. But think about today's world. We've got global regulations, constant cyber threats, totally interconnected systems. That old passive approach, it's just not going to cut it anymore. Right, so that brings up the big question. If we're moving past the simple checklist, what does GRC actually become? And more importantly, how did it evolve to handle the, frankly, immense challenges that businesses are facing today? Okay, to really understand this revolution, we got to start with the basics. So let's lay a solid foundation and break down what GRC actually is. When you strip it all down, GRC is really the playbook for managing three things that are totally linked together. You've got governance, that's how the company is steered and controlled. Then there's risk, which is all about finding and dealing with potential threats. And finally, compliance, making sure the company is playing by all the rules. And here's the official definition from the big industry analysts at Gartner. They say GRC tools are all about supporting a holistic process. Now, that word holistic, that is the key. The modern way of thinking isn't about looking at these things in pieces. It's about seeing the entire life cycle, from the moment you spot a potential risk, all the way to tracking it and reporting on it. It's a complete, connected system. And this idea of a complete system brings us to the main event of our explainer. It's this idea that GRC has entered what some analysts are calling its grad school era. And this isn't just a minor upgrade. We're talking about a fundamental shift from a simple to-do list tool to a genuine strategic asset. Yeah, think of it like this. The old GRC platforms, they were basically glorified spreadsheets. They were passive, just a place to store records. Today's GRC is an active, intelligent backbone for the entire company. It's not about storing data anymore. It's about spitting out actionable, decision-ready insights that actually help guide the business strategy. The old way was a total mess. Everything was siloed. You'd have the risk team, the audit team, the compliance team, all using different systems, not really talking to each other. It was reactive, incredibly manual, and driven by those checklists. The new model, which you'll hear Gartner call integrated risk management, or IRM, is the exact opposite. It's unified, it's proactive, it's heavily automated, and it is 100% focused on strategy. So what's the engine driving this massive evolution from reactive to proactive? Well, it's no surprise, right? It's artificial intelligence. We are literally witnessing a giant leap from AI that just helps humans to AI that can actually take action on its own. So first we got generative AI, which you can think of as a brilliant co-pilot. It helps people out with a ton of stuff, writing new policies, mapping controls to complex regulations, or summarizing mountains of risk data in seconds. But the real game changer is what's called agentic AI. This is where the AI becomes more like a semi-autonomous agent. It can run multi-step plans and make sophisticated recommendations all on its own. It's a huge shift from just assisting to actually acting. And hey, this isn't some sci-fi theory. This is happening right now. For instance, a global bank using IBM's platform can use agentic AI to figure out almost instantly which of their thousands of regulations apply to a brand new financial product. Or look at ServiceNow. They've built something called an AI control tower that helps a CIO manage all the company's different AI systems, making sure they're all operating safely and not creating new headaches. Okay, so now that we get the tech shift that's happening, let's take a look at the key players out there in the market who are making it all happen. So a massive chunk of the demand is coming from banking, financial services, and insurance, the BFSI sector. They make up nearly a quarter of the entire market. And that makes total sense when you think about it, right? These are some of the most heavily regulated industries on the planet. They simply can't function without really powerful tools to manage all that risk. Now, the landscape has some real variety. You've got the giants like IBM Open Pages, which is built for those massive global companies in regulated fields. Then you have innovators like LogicGate, which is known for its super flexible, no-code platform that's awesome for mid-sized companies that need to customize things. ServiceNow is a natural choice for anyone already in their ecosystem. And then a company like AuditBoard really stands out with its easy-to-use design, which makes it a huge favorite with internal audit and SOX compliance teams. All right, On to our final section. With so much changing, how does a business actually pick the right path? Let's break down what this all means for your company and what you should be thinking about when you're looking at a GRC platform. First, let's talk about ROI, because a modern GRC platform isn't just another expense. It's a massive value driver. Just look at this number. One report found that AuditBoard customers save, on average, $1 million a year. That savings comes from automating thousands of hours of mind-numbing manual work, from connecting teams that never used to talk, and from catching risks before they turn into really expensive problems. That's a pretty powerful reason to move on from old-school spreadsheets. So, what should you actually look for? Well, Gartner put together a list of absolute must-have features. Things like AI and great data visualization, those are table stakes now. But pay really close attention to that word, interoperability. Risk doesn't live in a bubble, right? So your GRC tool absolutely has to connect with your other key systems: security, HR, finance, you name it. These features are totally non-negotiable in today's market. So at the end of the day, it all comes down to this one single question that every business leader needs to be asking themselves. Is your approach to risk and compliance still stuck in the past, just checking a box? Or are you using these incredible new tools to build a real, lasting strategic advantage for the future?